Well, growing up without my father, as a young girl, I didn't recognize how important that was. But the lack of financial responsibility, the abandonment, and watching the struggle that my mother had to do to raise me as an only child was very difficult. Within myself, I created low self-esteem. I was so busy making sure that others didn't recognize it, but yet people recognized it in a different way. So I laid prey to sexual abuse as a child. And with that, it brought hurts and hang-ups and habits that I didn't recognize until I was much later in my life as an adult. But from that, I had a constant roller coaster of emotions that ranged from anxiety, fear, depression, anger, rage, and these things I knew nothing to do with. Even though I tried to share it with some adults, particularly family members, I was told that I shouldn't talk about those things because we just didn't do that. Coming to Sugar Creek Baptist Church 9 years ago, I became part of working with the Loving Lead Ministry. And from that, I was asked if I wanted to be a part of Celebrate Recovery. I knew nothing about what Celebrate Recovery was. And when offered, I said, well, sure, I'll help them start the program. Sure, I can learn about that. And I went and I took classes, courses, but unbeknowing, I needed Celebrate Recovery. Because you see, one of the things you learn in Celebrate Recovery is you do a moral inventory. And from that, you have to make amends. Yes, I had been a victim of childhood sexual abuse, but from that, I had also hurt people. And I had to make amends for that, and one was being my daughter. I realized that I had taught her rage, I had taught her anger. And she was one of the first people that God brought to me to make my amends. So today, God is healing my relationship with my daughter. You can quote scriptures all day long, but if it's just head knowledge that they're receiving, it may not start the healing process. But when you put your arms around someone and you walk with them and let them tell their story without being critical or judgmental, that's where the healing begins.